Every 23rd spring for 23 days it gets to eat.
Eat what? Eat what?
Eat us.
Maybe it wants to return to the schoolhouse. The schoolhouse.
As we approached an old schoolhouse, I saw a man behind it. He had what appeared to be a bloody sheet.
Rushing back to the schoolhouse, the couple found the bloody sheet partially stuffed into an animal hole. Mercilessly beat her at the bottom of the stairway. Then Marie caught a disturbing sight.
And I saw that the passenger door was covered with blood.
The guy was acting very suspicious.
Brutally murdered his wife. A terrifying chase ensued.
What is that? The vehicle of choice for assholes and fucking serial killers?
When I first saw the movie Jeepers Creepers when I was a little girl, it terrified me. I mean, I grew up in a rural community. My house was smack dab in the center of several cornfields, pretty much. So like, I feel like for a lot of kids who grew up in an environment like that, and then you watch horror movies like Jeepers Creepers or Children of the Corn or anything that takes place in a rural community, which most horror movies do, right? Of course it's going to scare you as a little kid. But especially when you grow up with older brothers who like to tease their younger sister. It's easy, right? It's fun. And because of where we lived, it was just, perfect opportunity for them. There were times where we would be walking the path. There was like a small dirt road or pathway along the side of the cornfield, obviously, so they can access the cornfield. And we'd walk down that at night a lot of times. And there would be times that my brothers would be behind me and they would sneak into the cornfield and pop out and scare me. And, they would be either humming the Jeepers Creepers theme song or they would just be making creepy noises at me. And, of course, the whole time I knew it was them. But there's still that fear. That fear is still in you, though, that for a split second you think, what if it's not them? What if it got them and now it's, using their voice, using their mannerisms to lure me into its trap? you know. And I've always had a very active imagination ever since I was little, and I think anyone who personally knows me could attest to that. So it makes you kind of wonder sometimes if those innocent, at first innocent little pranks and those little fears that we develop as children, if they do manifest really, really, you know, into these really dark places inside of our minds as we grow older, and do they come out in our worst fears, you know, things that we wouldn't even be conscious of anymore. It just makes you wonder, how much power does fear have, and how much can it really alter the way you perceive certain things? And can it manifest something that you didn't really mean to manifest? And when so many people start to have that shared fear, can it conjure something up that never once existed? Just blame it on my brothers, I guess. This creature has no name, just a minced oath to saying, Jesus Christ. This creature's nickname is a mockery of the Holy One. How befitting is that? Fear of a name increases fear of the thing itself. Oh, but this creature is special, you see. This hunter has a loophole. This creature has no name and cannot be killed. For 23 days, every 23rd spring, the creeper comes out to feast. You cannot run from him, and you cannot hide. He will find you. He feeds on the one thing you can't hide, and there's no point in faking it. He knows. He sensed it before he ever saw you. He can't be won, and he can't be bargained. If you're his prey, he'll feast away. Who is this hideous creature? No one really knows, but a beast from the depths of hell is where he was grown. What he eats, he becomes, so death is not your welcome escape. Stuck in the belly of the beast, eternally awake. March 23rd. 3:23 a.m. How befitting once again. The wind is howling, the air is thick. I have this sense of dread and a sickening feeling gnawing at the back of my mind. Something isn't right. But I don't know what it is. Something's out there. I can sense it as much as it can sense me. Whatever it is, who's to say? Fear, I suppose? Fear of what? I guess that's what's yet to still be determined. I keep trying to keep it at bay, but I can hear it knocking before it's even at my door. My mind is playing tricks on me again, and my sleep is inconsistent. It did cause me to wonder about something, though. Does fear itself have power? Of course it does. How could it not? But how much power does fear really have over us? Did the events that took place on Snow Prairie that inspired this movie trigger the darkest parts of our imagination? That maybe it did wake up a fear-driven entity? If we believe something is real enough, it becomes real, even if only just inside of ourselves. That's quite fitting, isn't it? We manifest our own fears, and then allow those fears to paralyze us, feast on us, our hearts, our minds, our will to keep going, to keep fighting. We fight against our own demons every day, but not all of us choose to face them. Instead, some of us allow them to devour us whole. And there we lie, in the belly of the beast, eternally awake and never really at rest. And that's the hunter's loophole, the creeper's tactic. He feeds on human fear. He chose Darry because of his fear. Nothing more, nothing less. The creeper doesn't care how you look or what gender you are. It doesn't matter to him. He consumed his eyes because when the creeper looked into them, fear consumed itself. The creeper only adds that to which makes it stronger. Think about it. So did you feed into your fear today? Are you prepared for sundown? Prepared for the dark? Don't let your own imagination creep in.
I don't care what the weatherman says when the weatherman says it's raining. You'll never hear me complaining. I'm certain the sun will shine. I don't care how the weather vane points when the weather vane points too gloomy. It's gotta be sunny to me when your eyes look into mine. Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes?